Well, this is our finished radio, Belknap 623. It's been lacquered and toned, and these are the new sides here that I've put on it. And part of the toning was to try to match the different wood that or veneer, since it's not the original, and tried to match it as good as I could. Also installed a new dial glass that I made, cleaned up this brass escutcheon here, new speaker cloth, and new felt pads behind the knobs. Cleaned up these decorated hardware screws that hold the speaker in place. So it turned out pretty nice for a backyard job. And we'll hook it up here and see how it sounds in just a second. The sensitivity of this receiver leaves a lot to be desired. It's just a 5-tube radio. It does have 6 tubes, but the 6th one is just this magic eye right here. So it's basically a 5-tube All-American chassis. And to get the best reception without a external long wire antenna, I've made a antenna about 20 feet long with just zip cord. So we're going to string that out and see if we can pick up some stations with it. Alright, we've got everything hooked up. We've got my antenna strung out, and we're plugged in. It's turned on and warmed up. There are 4 controls on this radio. Over here to the left is the on-off and the tone control. This one is the volume, and this is our tuning knob, and this is the band switch that switches between the AM broadcast and shortwave. There is a shortwave band here that runs from 2.2 megahertz up to about 6 megahertz. And you won't find much on that in the daytime at all, although it does have some commercial shortwave stations on at night. After dark, you can pick up some stuff there. So we're kind of down in a valley here. I don't get real good AM reception on any of the radios, but there's about 5 stations that I should be able to pick up, and a couple of them will come in strong. The others are going to be a little weak because of our location.
Join Stu for Truth Talk Live each weekend, and be sure to check out his brand new book, Last Words of Jesus. Learn more at truthnetwork.com.
You got a station coming in there, not very strong.
Yes, not even Jay Moore could figure out how to get his car radio into his office. No problem.
Know what you were looking for, so I couldn't help.
Rosillo and Cannell on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. From the Lisa Metro Studios, a better place to...
Details on the example phone. Commercial zero price can vary depending on your health insurance company and other factors not available in all states.
See, that's WRVA, which is a larger station, but it's hard to get in this area for some reason, where I am.
Good morning, I'm Andy Durnan. Hiring in May plunged to the lowest level in 5 years after it.
That's a harmonic of another station I was getting earlier. I got a Spanish station coming in a little bit there. Another Hispanic station. And a third one. And Disney radio used to be in there somewhere. I'm not sure what happened to it.
with meter evening beginning at 7 o'clock. Sound
Seed Serena.
You ask me, would I love you if you let me?
So the performance of the radio pretty much depends on how much time and effort you're willing to expend in an antenna. This is a 1938 radio. This is before they had the built-in ferrite antennas. And even with those, you had to move the radio around to get your best signal. But not bad for 1938 and a radio that's almost 80 years old.
Has always been my goal. Sure as there's a moon above you, would I love you, love you.
Here's a view of the back of the radio. This radio has a Warwick chassis in it. Warwick made this chassis for several different Midwest regional brands of radio. The best known probably was Coronado. So you'll find this chassis in different radios. As I said earlier, it's actually just a 5-tube radio. The sixth one is this I-tube up here that's used to help you zero in on a radio station when you're tuning the radio. This is our long wire antenna, 20 feet of zip wire, as I mentioned earlier. Put a new plug wire. I was able to salvage the original plug. Nice Art Deco. In fact, the whole radio is a Art Deco style. This is the Warwick sticker here, but it's actually a reproduction that I made from a photograph that someone sent me of a good one, and I put the correct serial number in for the radio. The original sticker here was completely worn away except for just a little tiny bit. And then I had a hard time identifying this radio because I couldn't find any identifying information, but after I cleaned off about 80 years of dirt, you can see, I hope you can see it anyway, there's a real nice brass plate here, and it says Belknap Hardware and Manufacturing Company, Incorporated, Louisville, Kentucky, and then it's got the 623W for the 623 Warwick chassis. So there's a look at the back of the radio.